Anthony as well as Brett Berry. And we'll be catching up a bit from the sideline with David Aldridge. And here's a look at some numbers for him.
And you can see the surge in his level of confidence lately just by looking at that true shooting percentage. It's been moving straight up in the past 5 games. I think he's feeling it.
Look at the opening lineup for Florida. We've got Payne, lights out there with the natural. Then it's Big Cat, and it's Johnson in at small forward. And for the Wildcats, Miracle Man is out there with Goose. Then it's Rain Man. Then there's Buckets, and it's Cowboy in at center. Brent, at this point, perennial contenders sometimes go through the final games of the regular season. Any danger that they can't hit that right button or flip the switch and get back into gear?
When you hear analysts say that the playoffs are all about matchups, they are exactly right. You and I talked about this, Kevin, several years ago about
the time
going into the playoffs. Teams don't have to be hot. You don't have to be 10-2 in the last 12 games for your playoffs, because all of a sudden, if you're matched up against a team that's owned you all year long, your chances of winning that series are very, very slim. So it becomes just let's get in and let's find out who we're playing, and then we'll get to work.
So it's Florida now. The Wildcats getting their last shot to go. Now the pass to Blackshear. Here's the natural. Clock at 6. Outside for Lewis. The 3. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. Here are the Wildcats.
Yeah, in that game, the offense was firing on all cylinders, partly because the other team's defense was a no-show.
Yeah, with the defense struggling like that, I think they just stayed with a healthy, consistent pace to get that win.
First quarter, just over a minute played. Buckets, he's guarded by Johnson. Payne grabs the board. Here's the natural. He's coming off a 13-point game against Phoenix.
You can't forget about all those well-timed swipes either. His timing on the defensive end was simply sublime.
Buckets, he's guarded by Johnson. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Buckets passes to Rain. Here's Buckets. Pass to Goose from downtown. Trains it from beyond the arc.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Here's the natural. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket?
Florida shooting their first foul shot of the night. Here's Goose. He picked up 27 points in the last win against Moore outside. Knocked away. Fast break. Here comes Florida. And it goes down 2 points. Here's Goose. And we know he can score. He's averaging around 21.5 points a game. Passes it to Buckets. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. Now here's Johnson. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Phoenix.
And not just the scoring. It was also how fierce he was on defense, grabbing 3 steals on the night as well.
Here's Goose. After Florida picking up a basket just moments ago. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
For Florida, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. To the inside, Johnson, and the slam dunk by Johnson.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Here's Goose. He's got 5. The rebound by Johnson.
A lot of defenders choose to just back up off of him when he's in that tight, try to avoid the and one, and this time they're not backing off.
And that's the kind of move that will always pay off, even against tight defense like he was facing on that possession.
The pass to Raymond. Here's Goose. Up and in on the layup. Goose has got 7 points. Florida leading by 3. Johnson outside. Here's the lob to the hoop, and it's Johnson with the jam.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Moore against Lewis. Pass to Goose. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. 2 shots. Shooting 2. And he knocks down the first one. Smooth shot in for Moore. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Florida leading by 3. Here's the natural. Pass to Johnson. And Blackshear kicks to Johnson. From 13, the shot, no good. And the Wildcats the other way now.
And the last time they faced this club, rebounding was their big advantage.
Here's buckets, and it's blocked by Lewis. They recover it. Here's the natural. Passes to Johnson. Here's the natural. Lets it go from the wing. Basket is good. The assist from Johnson. The natural's got his second bucket.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
And the pass is smooth. Here's Rain Man. Last game, 26 points.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Johnson gets the bucket. Johnson's got 10 points.
I just think that's trouble. You're gonna let that guy shoot layups. You're asking for it.
Here's Goose. 9 points in the game so far. Here's Smooth. Offensive rebound. Great positioning on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Florida leading by 3. Here's the natural. Missed inside.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
And it's good, 2 points. 8 points for Rain Man.
So far, both teams scorching the nets. You gotta love it.
Yeah, made for TV game here. Pace is great. Scoring is coming in bunches. And both of the teams feeling confident right now.
Now here's Johnson. 10 points for him. The shot comes out.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
And the kid picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Wildcats making a switch here. Samuels checked in. Money's checked in for Florida. Here's Rain Man. 8 points for him. Fader on the way. And it's Florida with the rebound. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
And if you had to point to one problem in that game, it was their rebounding. Flat out terrible.
I think you can be a little bit rattled when you lose the physical battle as badly as they did in that game. That can be tough to shake off. So it's a matter of getting over those doubts and finding yourself again.
And so here are the Wildcats after Florida picking up a basket just moments ago.
It took him a while, but he finally gets one to fall.
Here's the natural. When it comes to hustle, effort, who would you put on the floor to get those 50-50 balls that are just so important? And sometimes, with the win or loss in the balance.
And I watched Kawhi Leonard, and even though he's a superstar player, there's still some efficiency in his action to go and get that ball.
He just never stops.
He never stops. And so, yeah, he might not get dirty, but he doesn't have to because he outsmarts everybody else to get to it. And we have scrappy guys like Marcus Smart and Patrick Beverly, who we've talked about as being nuisances on the court. But those guys are invaluable to any coaching staff. And when they have those kind of plays, it just gets everybody going and brings a level of energy back to the game.
It does energize it. You're exactly right. The natural, he's checked in for Johnson. Good on both. 1:41 left in the first quarter. Pass to Goose. Shot from the wing. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for it. Here's the natural. And the layup's good off the glass. And Florida leads by 5. 1:12 left to play in the first quarter. Goose, the pass to Rainbow. Inside. Passes it to Buckets. Here's Goose. 6 to shoot. Three-pointer. Buries it from three-point range. Goose has got 12 in the game.
This is not a player who likes to be trailing in any game. That lights a fire.
Pass to Blackshear. Here's the natural. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. Oh, that's blocked. And here we go. Here's Goose. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Now that basket must be widening out right now, Kevin. He's making almost every shot he's putting up this quarter.
This will be his third free throw shot of the game.
And this season, he's maintained very good form at the line, shooting at about an 83% clip.
Wildcats making a switch here. Moore's checked in. And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. 23 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Here's the natural. He has 6. Here's the pass to Man. No good with the triple. We'll return shortly. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And looking at what we've seen from the Wildcats so far, what do you guys think?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
Keep plays alive with your activity. That's what it's about.
And so here are the Wildcats. Shake and bake out there with Smooth. That's Goose. Then there's the Miracle Man, and it's Rain Man in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now here's Moore. A 14-point game for him in the win again. Pass to Goose. Just 5 on the clock. Kept alive. Here's Rain Man. The shot from the low post is good. Rain Man's got the lead up to 3 now for the Wildcats.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for Florida, we've got the natural. Blackshear out there with Payne, and it's the natural, and it's Man in at the 2-guard spot. For Florida, they have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3. There's a lot of talk, Brent, about eliminating divisions, something that's been discussed. I think that's going to happen.
I don't understand what the divisions are. Do you?
No. We don't pay attention to the divisions.
We don't pay any attention to the divisions.
It's all about conference.
And we know that divisions end up helping in some ways with the playoff seedings, but it just seems strange today to have the divisions the way they are divided up. I think it helps when you're opening up a fish wrap in the morning if you check a traditional newspaper, but otherwise, there could be something that goes away soon.
Florida shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And collectively, they're only about 73% as a unit right now.
First free throw is good. And so he makes both from the line. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Here's Goose. 15 points in the game. That's the 6th make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3.
When a player gets a feel for that floater, it can really make things tough on defenders. You're just not sure how to guard him and where your point of commitment is.
So timeout called here, the first for Florida. Nice game. Great performance by Goose.
Well, I hope this one is not to draw up a play, but to think about how they're going to defend that man. He's putting up some major numbers.
Let's take a look at the teams that have done a great job of converting turnovers into points since the All-Star break.
Their defense has taken on a new life since the break. I mean, they're getting into teams, forcing turnovers, and they look like a different group.
Here's Money. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Blackshear, the pass to the natural. He feeds it to Payne. Shot clock at 6. That shot off.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Here's Smooth. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
Continuing to show activity on the offensive glass. Second chance buckets have been huge.
We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Passes it to the natural. From past the arc. And once again off the mark by Ford. There's Blackshear. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
That's going to be a big morale booster.
And you know what? It could come down to those second chance buckets when it's all said and done today.
Well, especially in a close game, every possession matters.
Here's the natural. It's deflected. They get it back. Here's Goose. 17 points in the game. More in the corner. A three. And it's Florida with the rebound. Payne's got his 4th rebound in this one. The natural, the pass to Blackshear. And there's the pass to the natural. Cans it from downtown. The natural's got 14.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Goose, the pass to Samuels. Lays it up off the glass. Samuels got his first points in this one.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Here's the natural. He's got 14. Here's Money. Pass to the natural. Launches it. No good. Shot missing.
And boy, have they been hitting the backboard in this game or what? Kind of surprising. It's such a tight game.
Here's Rain Man. He kicks to Samuels. Cloak loose. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there.
You two players.
So it's Florida now. Florida trails by 3. Here's the natural. Passes it to Man. Launches a 3. It doesn't go for him.
Well, even though he misses that one, the defense has got to talk about that, Kevin. That's a bad miscue, and you can't give up looks like that all game long. First 3 of the quarter and 3rd overall, guys. The defense might want to step up just a little bit on him from this point on.
Now a timeout called by Florida.
He does not look happy. Their defensive rebounding has been putrid, and they're giving up a ton of second chance points.
Johnson, he's checked in for Florida. Lights out comes in for the natural. Florida trails by 6. Here's Money. Ball's knocked loose. Pass to Johnson, who is outside. 5 to shoot. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Wildcats on Wednesday and then on Friday.
You know, most teams might get worried at a long road schedule like this one, but they've been so good away from home. I think they might be looking forward to it. You have to respect what this team can do when they're in your building.
Moore outside. The pass to Samuels. Banked in off the glass. And now it's an 8-point Wildcat lead.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Pass to Blackshear. To halt the run, it's blocked, and they're able to recover. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Buckets, he's checked in for Smooth. Gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Passes it to Buckets. A 3-ball. Scores for only the second time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field.
That's just a lapse right there. No matter what, somebody has to be there and get a hand up in the shooter's face.
Now a timeout called by Florida. Brett, when we talk about home court advantage, do you feel it's the same as it used to be? It has that same impact?
I do think it's still hugely important, Kevin. It's less important when there's a team that has been together for a long time and has proven that they can take their wares on the road and come home with a victory. But it absolutely gives you a level of comfort as a player to get into your routine, to be at a place that seems familiar. Something deep down psychologically helps every member of that team being at home.
Checking out the stats for Goose. What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. Averaging about 23 points per, 6 assists and 4 rebounds. They're loving how he's running the show here. His sensational passing really breathing life into their offense.
Something in the coach's playbook here where the schemes fire on all cylinders when he is in the game. A great conduit for them offensively. He knows where everyone is at all times.
Here's Blackshear. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
They've hit every one of their free throws here in the second quarter. Very important when you're trailing.
For Florida, they have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6. And that one falls for Blackshear. So he gets them both. Here's Goose. He's got 20. And the pass to Cowboy. Here's Buckets, and it's blocked. Here's the natural. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Blackshear. Over Moore. And that one's good. And the Wildcat lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Blackshear. The Wildcats have gone 8 of 15 since we began the second quarter. Excellent shooting. Moore outside. Pass to Goose. Right wing. Buckets. Lewis covering. Misses in close.
Not his best night from the field, but looking for other ways and finding them so he can chip in.
Nailed from three-point land.
Have to get out on him. He'll burn you from there repeatedly.
From deep, Moore. And it's Florida with the rebound.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Lewis outside. Passes to Mann. Now the pass to the natural. Lewis outside. And it's denied. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Moore up top. He's guarded by Johnson. Moore passes to Goose. Here is Samuels. Pass to Goose. To end the drought. The rebound by Blackshear. Blackshear's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Money. 1:24 left here in the second. And there's the pass to the natural. Clock at 6. Kicks it to Lewis. He tries for 3. He can't get it to go.
Yeah, and that one way back in the first quarter was the three-pointer that has been his only one of the night.
Buckets passes to Goose. Pass to Buckets. Out to the right wing. Here's Moore. The rebound by Blackshear. Blackshear's got 5 rebounds tonight. To the middle. Rebounded by Moore.
This has not been a good quarter right here. Shot has been off the mark, and now it looks, Kevin, like he's pressing a bit.
Pass to Cowboy. There's 21 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Here's Money. Pass to Blackshear. Three-pointer. The shot, no good. And that's it for the first half of action in what's been a very close game here. It's the Wildcats leading by 4. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. Looking at the Wildcats, Kenny, some perspective, please.
Well, their success was largely about second chance points. They crashed the offensive boards heavy in the first half. I love how they fight for every 50-50 ball like it's the last ball on earth.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the visiting team.
I think it was their passing that's kept them in the game. You can see it in their assist numbers. They were very, very unselfish. The ball moving from side to side. Guys making good cuts. It's enabled them to create a lot of chances. As long as they stay on the same page and keep working together, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. We we've seen a tremendous game from Goose.
Well, through the first two, he has been nothing short of a marksman from deep.
Yeah, you would hope the defense at least would start to consider creeping up on him just a little bit.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Cowboy is out there with Rain Man. Then there's the Miracle Man. Then there's Buckets. And it's Goose in at the one spot. Count it. Good. Goose has got his team on the board first here in the second half for the Wildcats.
When a player gets a feel for that floater, it can really make things tough on defenders. You're just not sure how to guard them and where your point of commitment is.
And for Florida, we've got Blackshear, the natural out there with lights out. Then it's Payne, and it's Johnson in at the three. So it's Florida now. 6-point game. Lewis outside. 6 to shoot. There's Blackshear, and he gets the bucket. Blackshear's got 6 points.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
There's the pass to Goose. Here's Cowboy. Here's Rain Man. 12 points for him. Second chance shot. Rejected by Payne. And they get it back. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Florida trails by 4. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
They get it back. Blackshear laid in with a nice touch off the glass. 8 points for him.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ.
Selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
The natural, the pass to Blackshear. Down low. Here's the natural. He makes the Johnny from the left block.
And not wasting any time here, kicking their offense right back into gear. That's 3 of 4 from the field.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Out of bounds, Florida takes possession.
A moment now to see the numbers for the natural. His last 10 games, he's averaging 8 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds. And guys, he can just explode for points anytime he steps on the court.
Well, he looks to score, and he looks to score often.
Can't believe that one didn't fall.
Buckets, Lewis covering. Buckets passes to Moore. Here's Cowboy. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Back to Moore. Latre. It's good from long range. And the Wildcats lead by 5.
That's pretty much not how they want to defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
Here's the natural. Shoots. Off target with the jump hook.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
Here's Goose. He's got 24. Passes it to Cowboy. Here's Goose. Here's the 3. Lewis grabs the board.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Knocked loose. Here's Rain Man. 12 points for him. Pass to Buckets. The pass to Cowboy. Moore outside. Shot clock at 6. Out to the wing. Here's Buckets. Out of bounds. Florida takes possession.
All right, right, a moment to see the stats for Rain Man. An amazing run for him the second half of the season. 12th in shooting percentage, 14th in rebounding, and tremendous confidence and consistency at the foul line. He ranks among the top 15 in free throw percentage.
And as you mentioned, one of the more efficient scorers in pro basketball. He challenges defenders with his bravado, and more often than not, he prevails. Now a timeout called by Florida.
Well, whether things are good, bad, or indifferent, coaches will have adjustments to make throughout the course of the game.
Yeah, not just there to pump up or to discipline players. You got to make sure that the coach makes the proper adjustments and has his team in the right mindset to carry it out.
Jumped in for more. Here's a look at the 2K leaderboard. It's certainly been a good month for these teams on the offensive glass.
And they've really put an emphasis on offensive rebounding. And, guys, it's paying off. The second chance points are coming in bunches.
Here's Blackshear. 8 points for him. The natural to pass to Blackshear. That one goes. Counted. Blackshear's got 10.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And the natural's going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Inside. Here's Smooth. Lewis covering. Poked away. Smooth passes to Buckets. Lock at 6. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
One of the areas where he has excelled all season long. How about 87% from the line?
And he makes the first. Both good from the line that time.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Here's the natural. He's got 16. Kicks it out to Johnson. Florida needs to get off a shot. And that one's good. The Wildcat lead is cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Lewis. Gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Passes it to Goose. And that one, good. Goose has got 6 here in this quarter.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass.
Pass to Payne. On the wing, Johnson. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
Well, that's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
Buckets passes to Goose. And the shot goes in. Goose has got 28. So it's Florida now. It's off to Boston for him after this game as they take on the Celtics. That'll be game 2 of 4 straight on the road. Blackshear misses.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
Buckets passes to Goose. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. He is 3 for 3 from the free throw line.
At the line, Goose. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Wildcats making a switch here. Samuels checked in. Florida also changing it up. The natural, he's checked in for Lewis. And Money subbed in for the natural. Both shots good from the stripe.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Man passes to Payne. Florida moving that ball around. And Payne slows it in.
Very little resistance against that throwdown.
Nope, not what they want to see in a game this close, Greg.
On one side, inspiration. On the other, devastation.
Here's Goose. He has 30. Pass to Raymond. The pass to Buckets. From deep three-point range, here's Samuels. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
And they have built their advantage on the scoreboard here by doing all the little things.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
Florida trails by 7. Here's Money. Passes to Payne. Johnson surveying the floor. Pass to Blackshear. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got 4 assists now tonight.
He's been incredible in this half. Anytime he pulls up from outside, you think that's bottoms.
Pass to Goose. And it's Florida with the rebound.
They'll have a hard time shaking that one off. Perfect position, plenty of space. Just clanked it.
Here's Money, and there's the pass to Blackshear. Here's Money, 6 to shoot. Lets the 3 fly. Johnson can't hit.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Buckets passes to Raymond. Here's Buckets. Passes it to Raymond. And another one in the scoring column for him. He's 7 of 10 from the field.
And kind of par for the course here, right? Coming through with a solid offensive game to help them get this lead.
Back to Payne. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Now they're playing working to perfection there, if that was their plan. And if it wasn't, maybe that should be their plan.
And the Wildcats call time here.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath. Looking at the numbers for Shake and Bake, his last 10 games, 9th in three-point field goal percentage, and not many players convert opportunities inside as well as he. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
And back to his efficiency from three, as you said, he's top 10 in the league. Defenses are now trying to deny him the basketball, but really to no avail. Here's Buckets, laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Buckets got 9.
Two teammates connecting right there, slick feed.
And he lobs it up toward the rim, and that's out of bounds. Florida will retain possession. As the playoffs near, let's take a look at the Eastern Conference standings. You look at the Wildcats. Unless they completely melt down, they should be in good position for a playoff run. And, of course, Florida. Quite a few spots down the ladder right now.
Well, right now for the Wildcats, they must have reached every goal they set for themselves this season. For them to be this high in the standings this late in the season, what an accomplishment.
And now they've got a new set of goals, and those are all about success in the playoffs. That's where men are made. They've got to have their sights very high at this point when it comes to the postseason.
Morris checked in for Buckets. And that one falls for Johnson. 1:06 left to play here in the third. The Wildcats have gone 8 of 14 on their shot attempts here in the third. Some pretty nice work. Moore with it, working on Payne. Moore outside, just 5 to shoot. Payne with the block. Tries again, and there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Here's Money. The dish to Johnson. Pass to Mann. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Here's Goose. 26 seconds left in the third. Now the pass to Raymond. To the inside. Payne with the block. Pass to Johnson. Here's Money to the paint. Here's Blackshear. And he hits it to tie the game up. Blackshear's got 10 points in just the second half. Right back after this break. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. They've got Miracle Man, shake and bake out there with Smooth. And it's Rain Man, and it's Goose in at the point guard position. Pass to Smooth. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
That's how you set a screen. You got to be quick to the spot, separate from your defender, set your feet, and then hold your position. He nails all three aspects there.
Florida trails by 3. Man passes to the natural. Johnson outside. Fires from deep. He can't get that one to fall. Gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. Smooth passes to Rainman. Here is Samuels. Pass to Rainman. Six on the shot clock. Down low, and the pass to Goose. From deep. No good that time. And it's Ford the other way. Passes it to the natural. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. 11 feet away, here's Rainman, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Now here's Johnson, throws it up high. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Moore outside. Banked in off the glass. And it's a 5-point Wildcat lead.
Now, that play never gets old, Kevin. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
Count it. And that's now 6 points for prime time. The Wildcats have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Spiked it away. Here's the natural. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Cowboys checked in for shake and bake. Florida also changing it up. Lights out comes in for Johnson. And it's the natural in for money. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Moore outside. Pass to Goose. The pass to Rainman. 4 on the shot clock. Ring shot on the way. And it's Florida with the rebound. Haynes got 5 rebounds tonight. Lewis on the way. To the middle. There's Blackshear. Yes, that goes in. Blackshear's got 12 points here in the second half.
And what a turnaround from the first half. I mean, he's been incredible here in the second half.
And it's Moore penetrating. Up again. It's good on the putback. And the Wildcats lead by 1. Guys, what a game. 8 lead changes here.
And don't be surprised if it comes down to the last possession.
The natural, the pass to Blackshear. Here's the natural. That's his 6th field goal today, and that makes him now 6 for 11.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Here's Goose. Moore right side. 13 feet away. Rainman, the tip in on the offensive rebound.
Yeah, no question who's been the aggressor on the offensive glass.
For Florida, they've gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. The natural, the pass to the natural. Now here's Lewis. Passes it to the natural. Fires for 3. He can't get that one. The Wildcats have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. pass to Rainman. Here's Cowboy. Right wing. Rainman passes to Goose. Moore right side. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. And now it's a 3-point Wildcat lead.
Not sure which clips they watched at halftime, but he has figured out how to attack the D, and they kept him in check in the first half. He's flipped it.
Here's the natural. Here's the natural. The pass to the natural. Fires the three. The shot off that time. And the Wildcats the other way now. They've led by as many as 11 points. Passes to Goose. Here's Smooth. To the inside. Rainman. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, why settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that?
Now, here's Lewis from beyond the arc. That shot missing.
And it's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the ones he's had tonight.
Well, this kind of effort will energize the team and get you going, just gobbling up every board.
Pass to Goose. And here is Moore. 5 on the clock. Shot left block. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Goose. Makes it off the glass. Goose has got 32 points in the game.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Lewis passes to Blackshear. Here's the natural. Looking to end the run. And that one drops. The natural's got 4 this quarter.
And won't find many more games as entertaining as this one.
No, this is about as high octane a game as you're going to find.
And the Wildcats call time here.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Rainman.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hands.
He doesn't take over games like this very much, but it's always possible. And when he does, here at home, these fans love it. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, during the last time out, I heard the Wildcats coach talking with his team. He said, I want us to play as though we're behind. We're good when we play with urgency. We're bad when we become complacent. Don't become complacent. Let's go. Guys?
Here's Johnson. The Wildcats getting their last shot to go. Puts it up. And that one's good. The Wildcat lead is cut down to 7 points thanks to the hoop from Lewis. Here are the Wildcats. They're on a 14-6 run. A minute 50 left in the fourth quarter. There's the pass to Rainman. Out of bounds. Florida takes possession.
Yeah, and I think he was surprised to see that pass coming his way and just really reacted too late.
Money's checked in for Florida. Now a timeout called by Ford. They're trailing by 7. 1:44 left in the game. So it's Florida now. 1:39 left here in the fourth quarter. Here's the natural inside. Here's Payne, fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Really good work on the interior. That is a critical 2 points there. That was an ideal scenario really for him. Point-blank range and also a size advantage.
Free throw, no good. Gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. Yep, that one goes in there. And the Wildcats lead by 7.
Any possession that ends in a shot from that range after good player and ball movement, that's a good one.
1:11 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Goose. Passes it to Raymond. Here's Cowboy. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. So the first one drops, and that stretches their lead to 8. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 9-point ball game. And 1:01 left to play in the final quarter. Here's the natural. Second shot opportunity, and Blackshear gets it to go.
And a better box out saves them 2 points there.
It didn't seem like anybody was really aware there to go and collect that rebound in the possession.
Here's Goose. Here's Rainman. Here's Moore. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Hard work on the offensive glass. You can see the coaching staff rise up and clap for that effort.
Here's the natural. Here's Man from beyond the arc and then some. And so they foul intentionally. First free throw is good, and that makes a 7-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's an 8-point game. Now a timeout called by Ford. They're behind by 8. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And a little late to implement a plan B. This game is a wrap.
Well, I'm going to use the cliche here. You can't take your timeouts with you, so they're going to use it.
Here's Glover. There's the triple. And no good. So we see the Wildcats get the win here. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge of being here and playing with just a little more confidence than their opponents.